I grew up on a farm in rural Tennessee, and my dad made sure that I earned every penny in my bank account. Conveniently, there was plenty of work to go around. As a teenager, we had a corn maze and pumpkin patch where every fall my granddaddy's farm was open to the public. After a long summer tending pumpkins and gourds and potted mums, I would perch in the concession stand serving nachos and hot chocolate to the families enjoying the work that I loathed. I'm not gonna lie, I hated it. But the part that I did appreciate was the fact that I put myself through college, paying my own way with zero debt. I didn't make a fortune by any means, but it was enough. I could see my hard work directly improve my life. Plus, I could tell that we made a fun place for families to pick pumpkins and enjoy the season. Those families could easily have just grabbed their pumpkins from Walmart instead of making the trek to visit us out in the sticks. But those dollars spent wouldn't have had near the impact. The farmers who grew those pumpkins probably made pennies. Meanwhile, the Waltons are the richest family in the United States. I'm thankful that they chose to shop with us because they literally paid my way through school. Now I'm married and have 2 kids. I left the farm as soon as I could, but I am still a small business owner selling handmade goods online. A lot has been said about the plight of small businesses since the pandemic hit. Around the world, as restaurants closed for indoor dining, people rallied around vulnerable favorites, ordering takeout and buying from mom and pop stores in hopes that they would still be around when COVID left. When I saw this on the news and in my own town, I thought, this is humanity at its best. These are the values that I was raised on at church and around the farm. Working hard, supporting your community, and loving your neighbor. I believe that this is what shopping can look like all the time, not just as a last-ditch effort in an emergency. By making that effort to shop with intention, we can revitalize communities, bring back jobs to places that have lost them, and create a dignified economy that works for everyone. So let's start by thinking about who you already shop with. So who cuts your hair? Who does your nails? Who works on your car? I don't even have to ask my mother-in-law these questions. I already know. Lisa does her hair, Susie does her nails, and she gets her oil changed at Donna and Lenny's shop. We're directly connected to the people providing these services, and we take pride in shopping there. It's not like, I'm gonna let Susie do my nails, even though she botched it last time. But no, I know my nails done. Susie always does a good job. And I like knowing that when I pay Susie, it helps Susie pay her mortgage. So what about other things like clothes, food, home goods? If you're like most people I talk to, then the answer is Walmart, Target, Amazon. And to some extent, that's unavoidable. They're cheap, they're convenient, they're everywhere. Living where I do in a tiny town means that a lot of local stores just don't have some of the odd things that I need. But I don't make every purchase on Amazon, and I only shop at Walmart if I have to. Rethinking our shopping habits starts by recognizing that we make hundreds of individual purchases every year. And every dollar that you spend is a vote for the kind of world that you want to live in. By changing even just a few of these shopping habits, you can legitimately change the lives of people around the world. Just like the folks who bought pumpkins from me as a teenager. They created a world of opportunity for me with one annual purchase. I dream of that same impact for my business partner today. When I expanded my online store, I wanted a leather supplier to make handbags and home decor. I could have had these goods made in China for cheap and resell them, or I could buy them from my friend. He lives in a rural area much like mine, a small community without a lot of options. He's married, has 2 kids, and has his own small business. I know that when I shop with him, I'll get good quality products, as well as open, friendly communication about my orders. Plus, I know if it's food on his table. I know that his kids will grow up happier and with more opportunities because I'm buying directly from him. And that makes me feel great. Shopping with intention like this allows me to spend my money in a way that aligns with my values. So making an impact doesn't always mean shopping local. I live in the United States while my partner, Abdu, lives in Morocco. In many ways, we're the same. We're both parents, we're both hard workers. We both have to sell our goods online to earn a living. We're independent, creative problem solvers seeking to carry on our handmade traditions in an increasingly cheaper and faster kind of world. A big difference is that Abdu had no idea what a Christmas ornament was when I sent him my designs for an order. Apparently that's not a thing in Muslim Morocco. While I see and appreciate the wonderful American-made goods in the market today, I chose to partner with Abdu because there's amazing potential in partnering with small businesses in marginalized communities. In an area with a minimum wage of just $2 an hour, even my modest orders makes an impact on Abdu's family and community. He buys all of his leather from nearby tanneries and then outsources production to his neighbors when we have plenty of work to go around. Too often, we think of serving others through charity. And charity is important, but work gives you dignity, value, meaning. When I interned with an NGO in Haiti in 2011, I saw that the people who were trained in a craft and sold their goods to Americans were better off than the people who just got money from Americans because their work made them feel worthy, valuable, purposeful. Maybe you've felt the same way at work too. Work is more than just a paycheck. Work is also a more sustainable solution. Creating ongoing employment has a more lasting impact than a one-time gift. Slowing down to think about who makes your goods will help you see the value of your own everyday purchases. I believe that shopping with intention like this gives you the power to build the kind of world that you want to live in. Do you want to live in a world where every kid gets to go to school? Then buy from brands that employ moms so that they can pay school fees. Do you want to live in a world without human trafficking? Buy from brands who employ women in vulnerable communities so that they don't fall prey to predators, luring them in with the promise of a better life. Do you want to see fewer people illegally crossing borders looking for work? Buy from brands who pay fair living wages in their home countries so that they can afford to stay there. In my own intentional shopping journey, a blind spot that I've noticed is people looking for impact in only the end purchase instead of the entire supply chain for that item. For instance, buying from a locally owned coffee shop, but that coffee shop sources the cheapest beans that they can find, meaning the vulnerable farmers who grew those beans are stuck in a cycle of poverty. Or buying from a local boutique, but that boutique sells clothes made in abysmal working conditions to keep costs down. Oh, the irony of selling cheap t-shirts with inspirational messages, funding good causes, when 98% of all garment sewers, the people who made those clothes, are paid below the poverty line. These are not details that we know just by browsing the aisles. But by digging a little bit deeper and asking some questions, you can make more informed decisions. This takes a little more effort, but you will quickly realize that it's worth it. Today, I'm wearing shoes that were handmade in Guatemala in independent workshops, sustaining families and a generational art form. My jeans were made using the most earth-friendly denim practices in play today, while creating good jobs with fair wages in Mexico. My shirt was made under questionable circumstances, bought from one of those stores at the mall. This is a journey. Give me a break. But I challenge you to ask questions about your purchases. If you have a local store in general that you like to buy from, but don't see products there that align with your values, then talk to the owner. That store exists to serve customers. And if a customer base demands a value shift, a store is usually happy to oblige in order to keep customers. Imagine the impact as individual customers like you and me, encourage stores to change their buying habits. And then the buying power of those stores is redirected to product brands that are radically improving the lives of their workforce and communities. I'm going to spend money on things like clothes and coffee anyway. But now I spend those dollars intentionally, making sure that the person who made or grew my goods is given a hope and a future because of me, just like the people who bought my pumpkins so long ago gave me. Capitalism works for everyone when our hearts are in the right place. You create a ripple effect of positive impact when you shop with intention. The next time you make a purchase, just pause and consider who benefits from this transaction. Who made this? Who grew this? Maybe you start buying handmade soap on Etsy and you get your next shirt from a social good brand putting kids through school. Every Christmas season, every birthday gift is an opportunity to live out your values, to reward hard work, to love your neighbor, whether that neighbor is in Muscle Shoals or Marrakesh. I want to live in a world where everyone has the opportunities that I had growing up, where hard work pays a living wage to support a family and a dream. I believe that with every dollar that I spend with this intention, I'm building that world. Join me. Shop with intention. Change a life. Change the world. Thank you.